starts right now.
A vacant house, perhaps infected with fire bugs. That's what the fire crews suspect caused a building to be heavily damaged by flames. They think someone started it.
As Katrina Weber tells us, people in that area say the house had been a neighborhood fixture for generations.
Like an unspoken cry for help, this house sent up smoke signals north of downtown, announcing it was burning. San Antonio firefighters found out in a phone call after 6 this morning and flooded onto West Poplar Street near San Pedro Avenue to make a quick attack on the flames.
They did a search of the structure, and the search came back that nobody was actually inside at the time.
The house was supposed to be empty when the fire somehow moved in on the second floor. It posed a challenge for firefighters when it got into the attic. Victor Villarreal watched with sadness as it burned through the nearly century-old structure.
It's one of the oldest houses in the neighborhood. You know, I hate to see it go like that.
He says the owners moved out several years back, leaving the house vacant. But it seems it hasn't stayed that way. While firefighters found the windows and doors boarded up when they got here, they say someone still managed to get inside and start this fire.
Clothes, you know, there's food items, so we do believe that people were squatting in this structure.
They crawl out the drain pipe, go to the second-story window, and come back down and open the back door.
Villarreal says he reported the break-ins dozens of times, but police never seem to catch anyone in the act. So far, there are no suspects in this fire either. No one yet to answer for the damage done. Katrina Weber, KSAT12 News.
New this noon, police trying to track down a suspect accused of robbing a bank that happened at 5 p.m. on May 9th at a Frost Bank on the far northwest side, not far from the Dominion and Bernie Stage Road. According to police, the suspect entered the bank, pointed a gun at employees, then demanded cash and ran away. If you can help police with this case, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers at 210-224-STOP. You can also text your tips to 274-637.
And here's a textbook example of how even when the weather is not severe, roads can still flood. Around 10 o'clock last night, these drivers had to be rescued. They drove into high water near I-35 in Splashtown. One driver drove his car into the high water and it immediately stalled. He was able to get out. The vehicle, though, had to be towed. On the other side of the highway, a woman had to be rescued from the hood of her car when it sank in high water. She and the rest of the stranded drivers, though, were not hurt.
Look outside with live cam. We were at elementary school, Science with Sarah this morning. We're doing the project outside, the science experience, and you could just feel the moisture coming off the ground. It was so humid out there.
A little thick. Yeah, the humidity has been sky high. Yesterday, those storms were great, but because there was so much humidity and moisture in the air, they were efficient rain producers. We got some great numbers, and you see what happens. Even though the rain had ended last night, a lot of those creeks and streams were still flowing. Here's a look at some of the numbers around Bexar County. Helotes, 0.6. Bulverde, a big winner, about an inch of rain there. 1.72 in St. Hedwig. So it was spotty. Some places got more than others, but it was fairly widespread across the city yesterday. We are not expecting that today. In fact, we're going to see a lot of sun, and temperatures on their way up right now. We're at 81. Dew point is at 64, and we've got calm winds. Forecast for today, 86 at 3 o'clock. We'll top out at about 87. I can't completely rule out a stray shower, but it's a 10% chance or less. And then as we get into tonight, temperatures slip back down into the 70s, 74 by midnight. As we look forward, we do have some more rain chances headed our way. A couple quiet days tomorrow, and as we get into most of Friday, but by Friday evening, storms will develop along a frontal boundary, and some of those could be on the strong side. We'll talk more about that forecast for you coming up in just a bit. Guys.
Justin. Today, jurors were presented a key piece of evidence during a two-day trial of in a two-day of deadly shooting trial. Bobby Solis is accused of killing John Eric Garcia outside a Westside apartment complex in 2020. Garcia and Solis apparently had an ongoing feud and were both alleged members of the Mexican mafia. Today, the jury was able to hear a jail phone call. During that call, Solis talks to a woman about Garcia's murder and how police were saying it was an execution because he was shot in the back of the head. Testimony still ongoing. We will have a full report later this afternoon. If found guilty, Solis is facing life in prison.
The number of U.S. adults who say they suffer from depression at some point in their life is now at a historic 29%. That's nearly 10 percentage points higher than back in 2015, the first time that Gallup began measuring depression rates. Well, getting access to help today is harder than ever, and that's why today we're hosting a KSAT community town hall that will be focusing on access to mental health care. Lee Waldman is going to be talking with experts from University Health, the Alamo Area Council of Governments, and the Center for Healthcare Services. They'll be discussing challenges to accessing mental health care, especially for children who are transitioning into adulthood or aging out of foster care. The panel of experts will be answering questions from you, our KSAT viewers. So submit your questions to KSATcommunity.com, and you can watch the town hall live on KSAT.com starting at 2 this afternoon.
The celebration is still going on around town after the Spurs got a huge victory last night and they weren't even on the court. Yeah, the last time we heard that sound and saw those flags waving, the Spurs had just won their 5th NBA championship. Spurs fans out celebrating and honking their horns after the Silver and Black won the draft lottery last night. And it could very well lead to a shot at another title, since they will pick a franchise player with the top pick in the NBA draft next month. And it's a position the team has been in before. In 1987, they got the top pick, took David Robinson. In 1997, top pick, Tim Duncan.
I had high hopes, like I did before, with Tim and David. But there's so many things that could go wrong. I didn't know. But listen to that. This is the greatest night in Spurs history. Mark my words. The greatest night in Spurs history. This could lead to another 5 championships.
Fans are fired up already, aren't they? Coming up in a few minutes, we're going to take a closer look at the player expected to be that #1 draft pick and why some are already calling him the next LeBron James.
And right now on our website, social media has gone silver and black. Fans are celebrating, sharing their videos and their pictures, and you can see it all right now on KSAT.com. Just look for this story on our homepage.
And just in time for the summer, there is a new place for children and families to explore and connect with nature.
Tiffany Huerta shows us how the result of a bond election has created a place on the north side to enjoy the great outdoors.
We are so excited. We've been waiting for this for last, 4 years?
The Clausen Stubing Ranch Park, located along Hardy Oak Boulevard, opened this morning, and the community came out to celebrate this project that's been in the works for several years.
Which was part of the 2017 bond program that the community approved. And although it's taken a while to get it done, it's an amazing park. We've got over 250 parks in the city of San Antonio. This is the newest one to open.
The park includes baseball and soccer fields, restroom facilities, pavilions, and picnic tables.
This park is over 200 acres filled with green spaces and trails for families to enjoy.
I like to run, so it'll just be good to get out as a family.
And there's even more, another $5 million in amenities that will be added over the next few years. So like many parks, this one is new, but it's going to be growing.
I can't wait to bring my grandkids, especially my 5-year-old, because it's going to be safe for him to ride his little bike around, just to take him for walks.
Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
And once again, coming up in just a few minutes, we're going to meet the player who has already had a huge impact on Spurs fans.
The U.S. National Security Advisor dealing with a security breach in his own home. The intruder even made it past Secret Service. Next, the fallout. The U.S. Secret Service is changing up its security measures after an intoxicated man wandered into the home of the National Security Advisor.
It happened in the middle of the night, and the person went undetected by a detail of secret agents guarding the home. This was back in late April, but it's just now coming to light.
ABC's M. Nguyen shows us how this is becoming more and more common and how the Secret Service plans to make sure it doesn't happen again.
The U.S. Secret Service has launched an investigation into how a man was able to get in and out of the home of President Biden's national security advisor, Jake Sullivan, without being detected by the agents guarding his house. A spokesman for the agency says an unidentified man entered Sullivan's home in Washington, D.C. around 3 a.m. in late April through an unlocked door. Sullivan was home at the time and actually encountered the intruder, who sources say appeared intoxicated and didn't know where he was. The incident was over in a matter of minutes when the man left the home. Those special agents outside in charge of protecting Sullivan apparently never saw the man come or go. The Secret Service saying in a statement, while the protectee was unharmed, we are taking this matter seriously and have opened a comprehensive mission assurance investigation.
I'm told changes have already been made, and depending on the results of the investigation, agents could be held accountable.
This comes amid a rise in attacks and threats against public servants, up 400% in the last 6 years. Just Monday, police say a man entered Virginia Congressman Jerry Connolly's district office, attacking 2 staff members with a metal baseball bat. Both workers, including an intern on her first day, were treated for their injuries.
He was very violent and agitated, but it does underscore for all of us the vulnerability potentially of our district offices.
And in October, a man allegedly broke into the San Francisco home of then House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, shouting, "Where is Nancy?" before severely beating her husband with a hammer. Sources say in the wake of the intrusion at Sullivan's home, the Secret Service has implemented new technology that alerts agents when an unlocked door is opened. M1, ABC News, Washington.
Taking a live look outside with live cam, silver and black skies today. That's all anyone is seeing. Then the sun came out and the Spurs are going to have a season.
We have less than a 14% chance of seeing rain today. So the odds were kind of stacked against us yesterday, but it worked out well for the Spurs, right? Rain chances, yes, are low today. The aquifer is up 0.6 foot to 646.6, still rising. We love to see that. And the molds are in the high category, 6,190. We do have some more rain chances on the way, just not today. And that arrives by the weekend. We'll look at that forecast for you coming up.
I'm not sure the weather even matters today. It's all about the Spurs today. It's like, whatever. We'll take whatever.
I've got my silver and black on.
Do you? Well, you do. Look at you. All fired up by those Spurs.
I am.
Oh, it's going to be fun.
It was exciting, man. Just to hear all the cheering and just the collective excitement.
I couldn't believe I saw people driving down. Well, then again, I could believe it. Driving down Commerce.
We're in San Antonio.
I was like, man, this is Spurs fan.
Oh, well, you know, we still have to keep it in perspective, right? We still have a ways to go here. This is just kind of the first step. But it looks good. It's a great start. Hey, if you're heading outside, if maybe you're planning on hitting the roads, want to let you know about I-35 at Walzem. We do have a crash there. It looks like we're down to 2 lanes. This is southbound 35 at Walzem. Slowing down traffic a little bit, but it seems like folks are still getting by, so that's better than nothing. But we want to let you know. And you see some of the shadows there on the road. We've got some clouds starting to roll in too, none of which are containing any rain. It's not like yesterday. You remember at this time yesterday, we were starting to see these clouds bubble up. Not seeing that today. We could see 1 or 2 showers, but we're not looking for the coverage that we saw yesterday, where we saw some great rain across the city of San Antonio. 83 right now in Stinson, 81 Kelly, 82 at Randolph. And you see the cloud cover. So this is the cumulus clouds that are starting to take shape, and these are generally fair weather cumulus clouds. None of that, again, are bubbling up into anything, at least at the moment. Again, I can't completely rule it out. It's possible, but we just don't have the lift that we had yesterday. 82 in New Braunfels, 80 in Gonzales, 81 Kennedy, 82 Hondo, 81 Creosote Springs, and then 70s and partly cloudy as you get into the hill country, right around 80 or so here in town, and we'll jump into the low 80s a little bit later this afternoon. Did want to show you the radar real quick, and we'll follow this closely if anything does pop up, but so far so good. Nothing there on the live radar. Here's KSAT 12-hour forecast as you plan out your day. 86 at 3 o'clock, 87 at 4 p.m. Just a 10% chance of rain. And oh, by the way, it is going to be fairly humid. So these temperatures, which you see there, probably feels a little bit warmer than that when you factor in the humidity. 85 at 7 o'clock, 82 at 8 p.m., and then down into the 70s tonight with partly cloudy skies. And we'll see another quiet day tomorrow. Probably less cloud cover on your Thursday. Ridge of high pressure starting to move in. Now, this is temporary. It's not going to sit here. It's not one of those summer heat highs, but it just brings us some quiet weather for a couple days before our next system, actually our next front. It's going to be a front that stirs up our next round of showers and storms. It's been a while since we've talked about a front, but it is in the forecast. No rain chances Wednesday, Thursday night, but by Friday afternoon, and more so Friday evening, Friday night into Saturday, we could see some storms along that front, and there could be a couple strong storms involved. So that's something we'll be watching. And let me fast forward to Friday afternoon. This is Friday at 4 p.m. There is that front I was talking about. A few showers and storms right along the boundary, and then by 7 o'clock, those storms try to push south and southeast, so it's conceivable that we could have some storms on our doorstep Friday evening. Right now, we have a 30% chance of rain in the forecast, but if you do have plans Friday evening, this is something to keep in the back of your mind. And these storms may work a little bit closer to San Antonio by, say, midnight and into early Saturday morning. Hail, some gusty winds are all possible as this front moves a little bit closer. Now, this is not a strong cold front. It's not going to bring a big cool down, but it will bring the rain chances with it. And that darker pink color you see there, that's where the highest risk for severe weather will be. On a scale of 1 to 5, it's still 2, but the risk is there from San Antonio to San Angelo up to Dallas. Then as we look at the weekend, Saturday, about a 30% chance of storms. So the rain chances continue into Saturday, but then taper off a little bit Sunday with temperatures in the 80s. So a little cooler behind the front. It does look like Friday will be our warmest day, 91. And then 83 Saturday, as we said, 81 Sunday. Still some small changes going into early next week as well.
Thank you so much, Justin.
And coming up, we're going to introduce you to some local high school basketball athletes who are superstars in their own right. And more reaction from the Spurs winning the lottery last night. People are going. Before we talk more Spurs, let's talk about a special night at Kennedy High School where 3 student athletes signed their national letter of intent. Gianna Flores, Marissa Sanchez, and Treasure Valerie, all 3 very talented and ready to take the step to the next level.
This day is very special. I've been waiting for this. I've been talking to Coach Julio a lot, so and we've been preparing for this day for a long time now, so it's very exciting. It's nerve-wracking. I feel really nervous with a lot of people here, but I'm excited to see all of us here together and us 3 girls accomplishing something great together.
I would like to go D1. Like, I had an option to, but I feel like D2 is like a better option for me. He has like more like experience, I guess. I'm running track over there, and I'm gonna try out for basketball too.
Congratulations to all 3 of those ladies. After 4 down seasons, the Spurs are going to get to pick number 1 in the 2020 NBA draft, 2023 NBA draft. And that means they will likely select French phenom Victor Wembanyama. The Spurs entered the draft lottery tied with the Pistons and the Rockets with a 14% chance to land the top pick. The Pistons dropped to 5th overall. The Rockets came in 4th. The Spurs only team left with that 14% chance to get the top spot. Portland went 3rd, Charlotte 2nd, and the Spurs number 1. Wemby is the presumed top pick. Spurs managing partner Peter J. Holt was in Chicago representing the team. As soon as Tatum announced Charlotte won the number 2 pick, Holt slammed his hands on the table and yelled, "Let's go." Holt was asked if he can imagine Victor's impact on the team, and Holt said yes, because of the Admiral and the big fundamental who came before Wemby.
I can imagine it, and we've been so fortunate to be able to live it. To live that impact. I think we also know that this is a team sport, and our culture has always been one of a team first mindset, no matter if we have generational talent or not. We're in this for the love of the game and the love of the city. And so it's just thrilling to see the sustainability and the commitment by so many folks get rewarded.
Spurs general manager Brian Wright told ESPN that he had a lot of sleepless nights this week. He should sleep well now, knowing the Spurs will pick 1st overall next month.
A lot of things have to break your way. You got to get a little lucky. Everyone that's in this position does. And, you know, we've got a great staff that came up with a plan, and we got lucky tonight. And hopefully we can build on this and continue to build out the core and put a team together that can really grow together over the next few years.
The 2023 NBA draft is going to take place Thursday, June 23rd, Barclays Center in Brooklyn. And with that number 1 draft pick comes a lot of possibilities. Spur fans already letting their imaginations run wild. Alyssa Cole shows us some of the excitement that's already brewing.
The sound of horns and screaming fans is all you could hear when the San Antonio Spurs were awarded the number 1 NBA draft pick. And they'll most likely pick French basketball star Victor Wembanyama.
Go Spurs, go! Hey, go Spurs, go! Go Spurs, go!
This Spurs fan hyped her birthday wish came true. The rising NBA star, now affectionately known as Wemby, will call San Antonio home.
That was my birthday wish, because tomorrow's my birthday, and it came true. I mean, I said, come on, number 1 pick, we need him. We got him.
Wembanyama is a 7'3" center with an 8-foot wingspan. He can handle, control, and shoot the ball like a guard. To sum it up, he's a dangerous man known for going hard in the paint. Right now, he's part of a professional French league, Tony Parker's team, where he averages about 21 points and 10 rebounds a game. He has scored more than 700 points this past season. Wembanyama says he's excited at the possibility of joining the Spurs.
I'm going to try and bring my talents here. I love Texas. I've been there before. I'm really happy, and I really can't wait to meet the fans and to meet, hopefully, the team I'm about to join in June.
And Spurs fans have a lot of hope for the player who's already being called the next LeBron James.
I mean, we're going to be going all the way. I feel it. I feel it.
Back in 1987, the Spurs were favored to win the 4th pick, but they won the lottery and drafted David Robinson. Then in 1997, the Spurs pre-lottery position was 3rd, but they won the number 1 pick and selected Tim Duncan, and then proceeded to win 5 NBA titles. Reporting in the newsroom, Alyssa Cole, KSAT12 News.
Oh, the future looks bright.
He's only 19.
He's only 19, yeah. And he's got the connection to San Antonio with Tony Parker playing for his team and Boris Diaw. So you know that those two guys have talked to him a lot about coming to San Antonio.
And the Spurs aren't going to trade this pick.
No. They may trade some other stuff, some other players, and get some more guys in here, but not that guy. No.
Don't do it.
He's right here. He'll be here in a month.
All right, coming up, some Google accounts. They're getting in danger of getting shut down. The company says they're going to start shutting out some users. How to make sure your account isn't on this kill list.
And it's a wild Wednesday on SA Live. Baby crocs. Ooh, little danger. And a baby cow of some kind. And go Spurs, go.
Spurs, she's back.
Ah, there she is.
She's taking over our show. We'll be right back.
The cow looks amused.
The battle over abortion bans in North Carolina has taken yet another turn. This time, lawmakers have overridden the governor's veto. Now a ban on most abortions after 12 weeks of pregnancy will go into effect there. But ABC's Morgan Norwood shows us how many more states are considering the same thing.
A chorus of boos and chants in the North Carolina Capitol as a Republican-led legislature voted to override the Democratic governor's veto of a bill restricting abortion access.
The House has overridden the governor's veto and the bill becomes law.
The bill is called the Care for Women, Children, and Families Act, and starting July 1st, it reduces abortion access from 20 weeks to 12 weeks, though there are exceptions, including to save the life of the mother, rape and incest up to 20 weeks, life-limiting anomaly in the fetus is up to 24 weeks. The rules require people seeking care to have in-person consultations outlining potential risk and other available options to them before they get an abortion. Doctors who violate that law could face fines, probation, or even have their licenses revoked. Before the override, lawmakers spent hours debating on the floor. In a statement, White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre says President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris will continue to work with Governor Cooper, state legislators, and Americans who are fighting to protect abortion access, adding the administration will continue to call on Congress to restore the protections of Roe for all people in every state. Meanwhile, in Nebraska, a bill banning gender-affirming surgeries for minors and restricting abortions after 12 weeks set for a final vote.
We owe it to kids to let them grow up so they can make these decisions as adults.
If you vote for this, you will have buckets and buckets of blood on your hands.
Since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, at least 15 states have stopped nearly all abortions, while others have banned them. I'm Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.
Right now, the federal government is on track to default on the nation's debt. So far, lawmakers have not been able to reach an agreement. However, after their last meeting, leaders were hopeful. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy signaling there's progress, even though the two sides are still far apart. To raise the debt limit, Republicans are demanding spending cuts. They're pushing to take back unspent COVID funding and impose stricter work requirements for some federal aid programs. McCarthy says that's non-negotiable.
Is the work requirements on some federal aid programs a red line for you?
Yes, this helps people get back into the workforce. It helps solve our supply chain. It takes us away from being dependent upon China.
Without a deal, the federal government will run out of money to pay the bills as soon as June 1st. With negotiations continuing, President Biden has decided to cut his overseas trip short, leaving for Japan today for the G7 summit, but not going to Australia. He would be back in the U.S. on Sunday.
The man behind ChatGPT sending out a warning to all humans. He says regulation is needed for this powerful technology to prevent AI from potentially causing harm. Sam Altman on Capitol Hill explaining his fears over the tech he helped create. He is pledging to work with lawmakers to regulate artificial intelligence technology.
I think if this technology goes wrong, it can go quite wrong. We want to work with the government to prevent that from happening.
AI has exploded in popularity, and many big tech companies from Google to Microsoft are jumping in. It's being used in new areas, including speech writing, tutoring, and creating deep fake videos.
Now to a recall alert. Ford recalling more than 310,000 trucks because the driver's front airbag may not inflate during a crash. The recall covers certain F-250, 350, 450, and 550 Super Duty trucks from the 2016 model year. To find out what you need to do to check if your truck needs to be fixed, head over to KSAT12.
More homes are being built in the U.S. There was a 2% rise last month. This comes as housing starts have been on a bit of a roller coaster. According to data from the Census Bureau, new home building surged in February, followed 5 consecutive months of falling, and then they again fell in March before turning back around in April a year ago. Housing starts were down in April, more than 22%.
Hey, if you haven't logged onto your Google account in a long time, you better, because if you don't use it, you might lose it. Google announced Tuesday it'll start deleting accounts that have been inactive for at least 2 years. The company says the move is intended to prevent security risks. The updated policy takes effect immediately, but Google said it will not begin deleting accounts until December. The company plans to send out multiple warning notifications to users. To save your account, you'll need to show some sort of activity, like logging into your Google account or any Google service and reading an email or watching a video. The policy will only impact personal accounts.
Taking a look outside with live cam. Sun is out. The grass is greening up as we speak.
Yeah, everything's turning greener, isn't it? I mean, this rain has been so helpful to everything. We're kind of trying to erase the drought. By the way, the drought monitor comes out tomorrow, so we'll see where we stand, but I feel good about it. I want to show you another picture here on KSAT Connect. That's nice. That was the rain yesterday, rainbow. I'm telling you, yesterday was just a good day here in San Antonio. I love that picture, though. Felix sent that in with the rainbow, and there was quite a bit of rain, especially in southern Bexar County. Weather headlines. Here's what we're expecting today. Temperatures will be near 90, but more so next couple days. We'll probably get up into that 90-degree range, and we'll have to add in humidity on top of that, so it'll feel toasty. By Friday, we'll be watching for some storms late, and then by the weekend, rain chances continue into Saturday, taper off a little bit on Sundays. We have a few more opportunities here. 81 degrees right now. Dew point is at 64, and we've got calm winds. KSAT 12-hour forecast, 85 at 2 o'clock, 86 3 p.m., 87 at 4 and 5. That will be our high temperature today with just a very, very, very small chance of a shower. We drop down into the 70s tonight with some added cloud cover. And one more time, real quick, I'm going to take you out to I-35. They still got several lanes shut down here. Southbound I-35 at Walsham Road. It's a slow go there along I-35, so that will cause some backups. Guys.
Thank you, Justin. Search and rescue efforts continue in northern Italy after heavy rain led to flooding. So far, officials say 8 people have died. The flooding also forced Formula One to cancel this weekend's Grand Prix. Officials are warning the rivers could overflow their banks again as rain continues. The rainfall has also stretched across the Balkans. Flooding, landslides, and evacuations were reported in Croatia, Bosnia, Slovenia. The Civil Protection Agency says rescue operations were particularly difficult because the flood zone covered a large area that included 4 provinces. And that area had been in long drought before the recent heavy rains.
Now to the latest in the war in Ukraine. The CIA launching a new campaign to convince Russians to share secret information with the spy agency. ABC's Tom Sufi Burridge shows us how this spy game has been used before, and it worked.
Это всегда будет моя Россия.
A rare public appeal from the CIA, reaching out to disaffected Russians. In this video posted on social media, the CIA calling on people in Russia to face up to the truth and act by sharing information with the US via secure links online. The video quoting famous Russian writers Dostoevsky and Tolstoy.
Реальность, в которой мы живем.
The White House asked why it's being published now.
It's not uncommon for them to use video as an opportunity to see if they can encourage others to help them out.
It comes after news that an American Patriot air defense system was damaged when a major barrage of Russian missiles hit Kyiv. A US official saying the Patriot is still operational and could be fixed soon. ABC News given exclusive access to another US-supplied air defense system, the Avenger. The Avenger is a highly mobile air defense system. This unit's job is to hunt down a Russian drone or missile, and then the heat-seeking technology on board does the rest. The US providing 12 Avengers, each one capable of carrying 8 heat-seeking Stinger missiles. And news this morning that a former US Green Beret, 45-year-old Nick Maimer, was killed near the fierce battle for Bakhmut. According to a friend, Maimer was working in the area in a humanitarian capacity. Now, Russian military bloggers believe the Ukrainian advance on the outskirts of Bakhmut is, in effect, the early stages of the Ukrainian counter-offensive. But a Ukrainian general telling me the counter-offensive has not begun and they're still waiting for more military equipment from allies to arrive. Tom Sufi Burridge, ABC News, Kyiv, Ukraine.
There's another reason to add exercise into your schedule. A new study says staying in shape can help stave off deadly illnesses.
And heart health organizations say younger children can start learning some life-saving skills. What age they recommend parents and schools to start teaching CPR.